grace through faith, not of works. So guess what? If you say, most people, especially guys your age, especially, Jesus still working in your life, okay? Now, I'm not saying that if he's not, you've lost your salvation. Remember what I said? There ain't no such thing as losing your salvation. I'm saying if a person can live like a pig and love the mud like a pig, guess what? Chances are they're a pig and not a sheep. Okay? Because Jesus said, the sheep hear my voice, and they will not follow a stranger. So if you find yourself following strangers all the time, and I want you to understand, it's not that a Christian can't sin. Of course a Christian can sin. They sin all the time. We're sinful people. It's not that a Christian will never sin, but when a Christian sins, God will come and get you. He will say, whoa, 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 where are you going? Don't stray off too far, buddy. You're mine. You're my child, and I'm not going to let you go that far. Okay, a Christian so a person that comes and lives in sin and loves it, and just loves it, and just relishes the fact that I live in sin, guess what? I have a hard time believing that you're a Christian. Amen. I'm sorry. It says, if you continue in the faith, grounded and steadfast. Now, I can tell you some Greek words, but I know you could care less, so I ain't going to do that. But I want you to understand one thing about grounded, steadfast, and are not moved away. There's two different kind of words. One is an active word. That's something that I do. I hit the baseball. That's an active verb. I did it. I hit the baseball. Now, if the baseball hit me, that's not something I did. That's something that got done to me. That's a passive verb, okay? Active is I did it. I hit the ball. Passive is it got done to me. So I didn't have anything to do with it. Grounded and steadfast is a passive verb. That has nothing to do with what I do. Now, if you read it right on the blush, it says, if indeed you continue in the faith, grounded and steadfast, and it sounds like, boy, I really need to get grounded, but that's not what it is. It says, if you continue to put your faith in Jesus Christ, God will ground you. God will settle you. God will put you steadfast, put your stake down, and he will make you a brand new creature. That's what it says. It's saying God will ground you. God will do it. And are not moved away from the faith. Okay? This is another passive verb. This is something else trying to do this to me. It's not that, well, I'm choosing to move away from the gospel. No. This is something else coming into me trying to move me away from the gospel. So grounded. Look, if indeed you continue in the faith. This is not praying a prayer. This is not saying, Jesus, please come into my heart. This is putting your faith in Jesus Christ that he died for my sin. And when that happens, God grounds you. He grounds you steadfastly. If that's even a word, I don't even know if that's a word. But God grounds you right now as I'm speaking, and I'm done. We're fixing to go eat, but right now as I'm speaking, these two things are going on. Number one, Mike's going to go to his guitar up here and play me something. But number one, God is calling to your heart, trying to ground you. He's trying to put a stake down in your life and say, this is my child. And no one will take him out of my hand. No man can pluck him out of my hand. There is nothing that will separate him from the love of God. There is nothing that can take him from me. God is reaching, and you know it. You can feel it in your stomach. You can feel it right now. It's rising up in your chest, and it's like I'm kind of nervous, feeling whatever. It don't make no difference. You know it. God is reaching out, and he's trying to ground you. But right now, there's another something that's reaching out, and it's trying to move you away from the hope that is the gospel. You thought for all this time that God is just some kind of tyrant, that he's just waiting for me to screw up to punish me. He put these rules down here that I have to follow just so it's kind of like a my house, my rules kind of thing, just so he can be the ruler and keep me under his thumb. But no, he put them there because sin has to be dealt with if you're going to come into his presence. So right now there's two things that are going on. Right now there's two things. Number one, God is trying to ground you. He's trying to reach into your heart. He's trying to make you his own. He's trying to make you his child. He's trying to bring you back to himself. He's trying to give you peace and joy and happiness and love. He's trying to bring you to heaven one day. He's trying to bring heaven to you right now. He's calling, he's wooing you. The Holy Spirit is coming to your heart and saying, please, come back home. Come to me. Please. I can do something with your sin. I can do something with your pain. I can do something with that. I can fix it. I can help you. I can love you. I can protect you. I can be with you the rest of the days of your life. But there's another something right now that's trying to move you away from that hope. And it's saying, but all the fun stuff is over on my side. All the cool stuff is over on my side. You know, people are going to make fun of you, whatever. It's saying all these things, come on over to this side. But you know what lies down that road. You done been there. You know what's going to be at the end of that road. There's no sense in walking that way anymore. You know what's there. So right now, as everybody bows their head, there's somebody. If you're a saved person and you know good and well you're a saved person, please be be praying for that person that's sitting next to you. Please be praying for that person that's sitting in the seat in front of you or behind you. Because I know, and you should know as well tonight, that God is trying to ground some people in here. He's trying to establish some people in here. He's trying to bring some people home that have been gone for so long. And those people, those are the people who look like they got it going on more than anybody else. They're the ones that curl up at night when the darkness comes and it's time to go to bed, and they got the covers around their necks, scared to death of what the future holds, scared to death. God's wanting to ground you tonight. He's wanting to make you his child. But there's another one that's trying to move you away. So right now in your heart, and you don't have to pray the exact same prayer as me, what you're doing is you're putting your faith in Jesus Christ. That's it. It's not inviting him into your heart. It's not saying the magic words that make you saved. It's nothing like that. It's putting your faith in the fact that he died for my sins. If that's you tonight, and you know good and well that you need to be saved, know good and well that you ain't living for Jesus, know good and well that you ain't a child of the King, and if he broke through that eastern sky right now, there is no way he could say, well done, my faithful servant. All I want you to do is don't worry about anything else. Just look up at me. Just look up at me. Just put your eyeballs right on me. Let me see you looking. You don't have to do anything else. And you know. That's the first step. Just take that. If you can go that far as to say, look, I know tonight that I need Jesus in my life. All I want you to do is look at me. I see you guys looking at me. I see you. The next thing I want you to do is, before another thought comes in your mind, just stand up right out of your seat right now. Just stand up. You ain't got to do anything else. I'm not going to embarrass you. I'm not going to do anything. You just stand up right where you're at. You done looked at me. Just stand up. It's a whole lot simpler than that. Just stand up. Anybody else? There's some people standing in here. Is there anybody else who wants Jesus in their heart tonight? You know good and well that you prayed a prayer one time in Vacation Bible School when you were 10. You know good and well. But you know that if God came back right now, he couldn't say, well done, my good and faithful servant. You haven't been continuing in the faith. You don't love him. He hadn't been working in your life. Some of you guys that looked at me aren't standing. Can you go that far just to stand up? You guys that are standing, come right down here and meet me. Everybody else, you keep on praying. You keep on praying. Now you've done gone far enough to stand up. I know you can come. You guys keep on praying.